I'm going to multiply that, and that means that this is approximately, and I'm going to round, 50.27. So we take the area of the sector, this whole piece, the piece of pizza here, 50.27, and we subtract this triangle, and what we're left with is this red area. We subtract the triangle, and what we're left with is this red area. So I'm going to subtract 32, and I'm going to get 50.27 minus 32 is 18.27. And remember, my units are squared. That right there is how much this little red piece is. Now let's go back to 23, because now that I had a moment to think about it, I could remember what it is. 120. This is an isosceles triangle. Let's draw it out here for you. If I drop an altitude, that's going to bisect this 120-degree angle into 60 and 60. Well, I don't know what this is, but I do know that it bisected this line, this chord, but that doesn't help me either. So what I have to find is the base here and the height, and I'm going to use trig to do that. So let me write my mnemonic over here. Now this is if you happen to know 30, 60, 90 triangles, you can do this much quicker, but I'm going to go under the assumption you don't. So here's my 30, 60, 90. That means this is 30. So let's label our H, our O, and our A. H, A, O. So I'm going to do H and A first. Let's find the height. Which of these is H and A? That would be the cosine of 60 is equal to H, A over H. So I'm going to call that A over 6. And put that in your calculator, and we're going to cross multiply because my number's in the denominator, so I can cross. Cosine of 60 times 6. Oh, I must be in the wrong mode because look, I got a weird number. Yep, I am. Let's go to degree. And we'll do it again. I'm going to just hit the second and then this entry, and it's just going to pull back what I had before. And then I hit enter, and I get 3. So I know that the A is 3. So that's my height here, is 3. Now I got to figure out what's the base. That's the height. Now I got to figure out the base. Well, the base is the O. So now I'm going to use the sine of 60 equals O over 6. Put that in. Sine of 60 times 6, because I'm cross multiplying, gives me the O is equal to 5.196. Okay? Now that's the distance from here to that altitude. So I have to double it to find the length of the whole side, 5.196. So I'm going to take 5.196 times 2, and that's what I get, 10.392. So that's my base. This is a very long problem, so hang with me. I know the base is going to equal 10.392. Kind of want a piece of paper to finish it. So don't be afraid. Get out paper if it's seeming like the problem's getting really, really long. Now I can find the area of that triangle, that shape. Maybe I'll put it right here beside it, and that will give me, zoom out a little bit. Yeah. And we're on this problem right here. So I'm going to draw this isosceles triangle so you can see what we found. We found that the base is 10.392, and we found the height was 3 We knew the hypotenuse was 6 there, okay? So can I find the area of that triangle? I sure can. I know the area is going to equal 1/2 base times height. My base is 10.392 and my height is 3. So let's put that in our calculator. And that's what we get, 2.088. And what are my units here? Centimeters squared. So that's the area of this triangle. Now I have to find the area of the whole sector. So to find the area of the sector, I take the arc, which is 120, divide it by 360, and then it's pi, and what's my radius? 6 squared. So 120 divided by 360 times 6 squared gives me 12. So this is 12 pi. And I need to know about the decimal equivalent. So those of you that are struggling finding the pi key, remember you hit 12 times, hit that pi key right here on that caret. Hit enter. 37.699. So that means approximately 37.699 is the area, and this is centimeters squared again. So over here you'll see I know the area of the triangle, I know the area of the sector. I want to know this part that's not included. So we're going to subtract. I take my area of the sector and I subtract the area of the triangle. So 37.699 minus 2.088. That seems really small to me. I think I want to go back and check that. 1/2. This is going to be 30. Oh, it's 20.88. That's the mistake. I must have done something weird. 1/2, let's say 0.5, times 10.392 times 3. What did I do? Well, when I did that again, look what I got. 15.588. So I must have typed something in the calculator wrong here. Now, I don't know how many of you picked up on that, but when I'm looking at this, I'm like, how can that area on this picture be that much smaller? So I'm actually using some number sense, is what we like to call that. Is if it doesn't make sense, you need to go back and check. So let's do this part again. 37.699 minus 15.588. Now that will make me a little bit happier. So the answer is 22.111. And that is units cubed, centimeters squared. I mean, not cubed, squared. So that's a really long one, and you could get a problem like that on the SOL. Like I was saying in class, it's not really, you know how to do all the steps, it's putting it all together that'll drive you crazy. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions, come see me during Spartan time.